Hey and good evening. This is Crystal Enderly and welcome to my channel. And there goes a cat around my head. Sorry for the appearance. I just got done with my evening shower after putting the kiddo down to bed. So this week's challenge for myself is I'm going to track all of my spending. So I've already done all of my meal planning, so I did that yesterday, and I only had a few things I needed to purchase from the grocery store, and most food items I don't really need, and I don't need to go out to eat, but I think maybe like one meal, I think we've determined one meal I didn't have anything for. I was like, yeah, nothing. So we're gonna see how this goes. Trying to hold myself a little bit more accountable to what I'm spending, and hopefully this inspires you guys to, just keep track of what you're doing. I like spreadsheets and I like keeping track of stuff, but I do find that sometimes my own personal finances gets lost in the muddle when I'm doing stuff, because I get home and I'm like, I don't want to do any of this. So I've just kind of made like a quick Google Sheets with a running tally that's kind of easy for me to use. But we'll see how this goes. Thanks for watching. So it's Monday and I spent $16.47 over at Kroger for groceries. It's Tuesday and I spent $6.75 over at Starbucks during my break while I was at the office today. Hey, it's Wednesday. I spent $7 today for a charity fundraiser lunch that is happening at my work next week for, I believe it was for Lab Rescue. $6 yesterday on iced coffee. I decided instead of walking across the street to Starbucks, I made iced coffee at my desk, and it was very good, and I did not have to spend $6. So I was very pleased with myself, and hopefully the rest of the week will go as smoothly as. Hey, it's a Thursday afternoon. I spent $29.68 over at Aldi's during lunch. My girlfriend at work and I decided to go over there instead of eating what we had at our desk, and we kind of did like a dip and chip lunch. Plus I bought a bunch of snacks for the office. I did buy an item or two for the house, so overall not bad. Good choices, I think. Some sweet, some salty. If I have snacks at my desk, I tend to spend less, down at the snack bar or in the cafeteria. So still felt like I made some decent decisions, but it was just more fun than anything. Get out the office while we were at lunch. But talk to you later. Hey, good morning. It's Friday and it's about 5:56 in the morning. My dog had to go out and I just decided to stay awake. And while I was awake, I was checking through my emails and I noticed that some of my pre-authorized spending had gone through, so basically like reoccurring payments. And guess what? Reoccurring payments meant that $99 hit my credit card that I wasn't really expecting. $40 for the theme park that we have season passes to. $38 of that was for our child sponsor that we do, which is a donation through Holt International. And then $22 was through QVC because I like to do easy pay and I tend to get better quality clothing and shoes when I kind of stretch things out a little bit for myself.
but that was $99 that I wasn't necessarily expecting. On another note, last night I was also checking my account and I had two pending charges. One was for $1.50. Was for $1.50? Yeah, or $2.50. One was for $2.50 and one was for $1. And I wasn't really sure what it was for. I didn't remember making these charges. My husband and my mom are both authorized users or spenders on my account, just due to, other reasons. And so I immediately texted my husband to see what was going on, and he goes, "Oh, that's what I forgot to tell you." He's been traveling for work, and his tire on his work van, he said, has developed a slow leak, is what he said. And I was like, okay, not a problem. That it's just making sure that it is an accurate charge as well, and not some fraudulent charge, because we've all heard where a hacker will try to use a small amount and see if you're paying attention, I guess, is kind of the thought on that. And so since he said, yeah, it was me, I think he said that his card through his bank kept getting declined, which for some reason it does, because he uses like a credit union and they have like different rules. Not because he didn't have any money. He has money. I'm not worried about him. And and so that did happen. And I was like, that's fine. It's not a big deal. But it was just one of those. I'm checking my accounts. I'm verifying my spending, and getting on top of problems as soon as I see them. So that's kind of important to me. So I've still got another 2 days, so we still got Saturday and Sunday, and any spending that I do the rest of the day, since it is super early, it just hit 6 o'clock, yay. So, y'all have a good one, and I know I'll have more videos. Bye.
Hey, good morning. So it's still Friday. I just finished getting ready for work. I'm about to go wake up the kiddo, and of course the reoccurring payments that hit my Visa made me think about reoccurring payments that hit other places. One of the places is that my Amazon card, because I'm a subscribe and save member. So I checked my account. I have 5 items that are set to be ordered and shipped before the end of the month. And I was like, well, why haven't they hit my card yet? And about 4 of them are actually going to hit gift cards that I already had preloaded into Amazon, and only one is going to hit my Amazon card. So I am going to be waiting to see when that actually does hit. If it does hit over the weekend, I'm going to post you the amount. But keeping track of those reoccurring expenses is so important. I think the cost of those reoccurring expenses was anywhere from $30 to $50, plus the $100 that hit my Visa, which would have meant that's about $150 that I wasn't necessarily expecting to spend. But now that I'm keeping track of it, I know, so that I can be prepared for the weekend. So any of that maybe extra spending that I might have done, I'm probably not going to do now. All right, thanks. Hey, it's Friday evening. Today I spent $16.67 over at Chick-fil-A for dinner. This was actually the one night that I wasn't sure what we were going to do for dinner, and so I already had a question mark next to it for eating out. So that was kind of already part of the plan for the week, so that's a good thing. Another thing is that when I went back and I checked my statement later in the day, those weird charges for my husband's low tire for his vehicle, for his work vehicle, one of them actually did change from $1 or $1.50 to a $2 charge. So in total, that was a total of $4, not the $3.50 that I reported yesterday. So that has officially posted. Not sure why there was a change in the fee, but it was, and it was an emergency, so I'm gonna let it slide and not worry about it. Another thing that hit today on my visa was a pre-authorization for another donation for Holt International for $25 for our child sponsor that we do, something for school supplies. I had authorized it last week, but it hit today. So even though I only spent $16.67 in person, I had all these other transactions that hit, and so today's total was somewhere around 140, which is definitely the high for the week so far. We still have spending for Saturday and Sunday, and I will let you know how that goes.
It's Saturday afternoon. I spent $11.65 on Amazon. I was working on a organizational project, and I ran out of label maker tape. Imagine that. So $11.65 on Amazon. Hopefully my tape will be here tomorrow. All right, bye.
Hey, so it's Sunday. I am picking up my grocery order. My total was $106.96. So I did a lot of meal planning yesterday, and so I kind of mapped out my grocery list. They said they didn't have one item, which wasn't a huge deal. So other than that, everything was pretty good. And actually that's a pretty good price for my groceries, at least for the week. I did have a couple extra added items that I just kind of tossed in there, but most of them were for actual cooking for the week and things that we need, diapers for my toddler and everything. All right, we'll see if I have any more spending the rest of the day. Bye. Hey, so it's Monday morning, and I tallied up all of my expenses from last week. My total was $323.90, with my largest expense being for groceries at around $153. So overall, not a bad week. Really tracking that, I do believe, helped me make certain decisions. I know that I didn't spend money when I didn't really need to. I received a couple of promo codes, and I was shopping online, and I went, well, maybe you don't need whatever it is that was being advertised. So especially since I knew that that $120, $150 had actually hit my card of like non-actual spending. So I was like, ooh, yeah, maybe we won't do that this week or this month, really. So, I do think tracking your money like this is very helpful to figure out where you're spending, where your money is going. And I am going to try to, do some screenshots of my chart, and I did kind of make a little pie graph. I know it's the accountant in me that did that. But it really was helpful. I mean, there were like weird little expenses that just kind of popped up, and you're like, oh yeah, I did do that. And you don't think about it later that I will say the Easy Pay, Flex Pay, pay as you go option does nip you in the bud when you're trying to spend for other things later, if you had forgotten that you did something 2 or 3 months prior. So, and you're still spending, or you're still paying on those items that you purchased a few months previously. Now, I will say I do get higher quality items when I do it that way, because I may not have the $50 or the $100 or whatever it is necessarily at that minute to shell out, but $10 or $12 or $15 or something, I have that
And it's not that I don't have it, it's just I don't want to spend it. I guess it's more I guess it's more psychological when you think about it. But it will mess you up a little bit, so you do have to keep track of all of those additional spending that is just kind of out there, that may hit your credit cards or may hit your debit cards as you go along with your day. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me during this journey. I'm actually really proud that I was guesstimating I was going to spend about $500 this week, easy. On average, it tends to be about the average that I spend is around $5. So the fact that I spent $3, hey, that's a savings. That's pretty decent savings, and I'm hoping to keep it up, especially with the meal planning. There were only a few days where I didn't stick to the plan, and I'm hoping to just continue to try to stick to that as much as possible and, keep the household spending down to a reasonable level. All right, thanks again. Bye.